I said, oh, she said my head aches, but she's still dancing to the music that my band played. I said, oh.
Today's show is brought to you by locally owned and operated Highland Rim Speedway. Highland Rim Speedway is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year with great short-track, door-to-door stock car racing in a safe, family-friendly atmosphere. Visit their website at highlandrim.com.
What's up, East Nashville? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Greta. This is Brian.
Hello.
We got all kinds of cool stuff, everything that's relevant for you East Nashvillians. Today, we're going to be talking about Small Business Saturday, what restaurants are open for Thanksgiving. We're also going to be checking out the Google groups and a whole lot else coming right up after this.
Bandwidth for today's show is brought to you by softlayer.com. We love Softlayer here at Talkapolis. They are the greatest hosting company ever. They make everything easy. Check out their website at softlayer.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the show. From the family grocery hauler to fire-breathing racing engines, the one name you need to know is USA Motor and Machine, located at 51 Cleveland Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-726-3725 or at usamotorandmachine.com.
All right, welcome back to What's Up East Nashville. How you doing, Brian?
Pretty good, Greta. How you doing?
Good. I like the mustache.
Thank you.
Looks good.
I like to call it my East Nastash.
That's your East Nastash?
Yeah.
Loving it. That's right. I own a home in East Nashville, a little fixer-upper. It's for sale. I'll tell you about that later. I also have made 3 albums over there, and that's my connection to East Nashville. What's your connection?
I spend a lot of time there. My love interest resides there, which keeps me there a lot, and I also have a lot of friends that live in East Nashville, so the 5 Points area is pretty familiar to me.
Well, speaking of love interest, a little later in the show, we are going to be getting into our Google groups specific for East Nashville. So exciting. There's a whole East Nash dating scene that's bubbling up from over there. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start here at the top. Small Business Saturday. After Thanksgiving, November 24th, is very exciting. You need to focus on, instead of going to the big mega malls, shop locally. This is something that President Obama, American Express, a lot of people are... Facebook. Why this is so important to shop locally is because 2 out of 3 jobs are created by small businesses. So you need to support those small businesses, right, Brian?
Absolutely. And since East Nashville is comprised almost exclusively of small businesses, save, I don't know, say Mapco and Burger King, the ones that aren't local businesses should be pretty easy to identify. But maybe Saturday you get up, you go have breakfast at the Biscuit House, which is delicious. Then after you realize you just ate however many thousands and thousands of calories at the Biscuit House, you go across the street to Tiger King Muay Thai. You work off the calories with Tina. Take a butt whooping to get your butt moving. Then you could go and do some vintage shopping at Old Made Good, featured on our first episode here of What's Up East Nashville. And then you've got all sorts of other options. And if at some point during the day you decide, I'm done shopping,
I need a small business cocktail.
I do need a small business cocktail. 5 Points is probably the best bet because once you get kicked out of the first place you started drinking in, you can just walk to the second.
Okay, good. I like the way your whole Saturday is rolling out for you right now. That's a little more ambitious than I'm probably going to be after Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, what restaurants are actually open on Thanksgiving? This is a very important thing to know because although I plan on cooking later in the evening, I would like a delicious meal during the day on Thanksgiving. So what do we have that's open?
You want an effort-free lunch on Thanksgiving.
I do.
And I think,
with all the fixins and the trimmings.
And I think that's well-deserved considering how much you're going to cook for dinner.
That's right.
There is a whole list. Capitol Grill, Cracker Barrel, Ellendale's, the Hilton Downtown, which is on 4th Avenue and close to East Nashville. Sitar, if you don't want turkey or anything that the Pilgrims ate, you could go have Indian food.
The original Indian dinner. I like that. That's just like... tradition to go to the woods. What do we have? The closest thing for East Nashville, though, I like this downtown Hilton on 121 4th Avenue, right?
The downtown Hilton and Monell's Germantown location are probably your 2 closest. And it seems like Monell, having all the soul food, would have a pretty good Thanksgiving lunch.
That's family style. So if you don't like eating with other people that you don't know, Monell's might not be the place to go because you literally take your platter and you pass it around, which I like.
Yeah, but it's a family day, so you should make a new family friend at Monell's for lunch and then go to the old family you don't really like so much and have dinner with them.
That's right. I'm not really worried about it because I'll be chewing so much I really won't have time for small talk. So Monell's is perfect for me.
And if you chew loud enough, you can't listen to them either.
Oh, and then there's Shoney's. The faithful
Shoney's-
font of breakfast buffet gluttony has
Yeah,
your
you can-
steam table. What's a steam table? Everything is just sitting in its little steam pots.
Yeah, they got the steam thing underneath and then the tray,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pull all the hot food off that you want and put it on your plate. You see if you can finish it. If you can't, you get disqualified,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't win the turkey that they're not giving away.
You know where I'll actually probably end up eating on that day? At Whole Foods, because they always have a great hot bar. Pick up a few
do.
last things, and they're actually open on Thanksgiving Day, so that's important to know. Moving right along, let's talk about Google Groups, Brian. You want to?
I would love to. Strange you mentioned that.
What is it? Exactly.
Google Groups, it's, I guess you create groups oriented towards your tastes, your locale, your extracurricular activities. There's one made exclusively for East Nashville, if I can start getting words out. And just different subjects are posted, and then we're just going to take a look at a few that apparently have garnered a significant amount of interest from fellow East Nashvillians. Our first one, the Metro Council decided to give themselves lifetime health insurance, which
It's controversial. A lot of us don't have health insurance. So the fact that I think from their side of things, they get paid like 15 grand a year. So that's a big boon for them to think that they could possibly have lifetime health insurance. But I think that is maybe people, I would probably want to run for council simply for the lifetime health insurance. So that's what you want
Yeah.
to maybe avoid in terms of.
It does say in the language somewhere in here that part of what they did was vote on extending, you have to be a council member for, it used to be 8 years, now it's 10, to get the lifetime health insurance. But it's still, I guess it's nice to have a job where you could go, I would like to give myself something and not have it cost me anything.
Mm-hmm.
I will vote for this. And if I had that job, I would have all sorts of free stuff.
Yeah.
I would make up bills to give myself free things, like $100 certificates every month to my favorite shopping place.
Right.
And for a lifetime.
But this is controversial. You can see why so many people have weighed in on this topic.
Yeah.
And the overall feeling seems to be from the comments that maybe this is not such a good idea.
No, the part that I think really irks people is that it's their money paying for it, and they didn't get to have a say in whether or not this passed.
Exactly. That seems too special interesty, and that's a word that I made up.
If the
the show.
taxpayers are paying for it, maybe you should let the taxpayers vote on it. One of those things. But again, it's a representative democracy.
For real. What's the next Google group?
Next one, poll.
No, I'm on. Yeah, the poll. Should Tennessee? No. Should what?
Do you want Tennessee to secede from the Union?
I can't even believe this is
Are
coming
you-
up.
are
This is
you
like
s-
pirates to me. Like, really? We're still talking about secession?
Are you so upset about losing the election that your guy didn't win that you want to just completely not have anything to do with the rest of the country?
And when I
that's
say,
what-
have you not seen the movie Gone with the Wind? This is some scary stuff. I mean, the Civil War was the bloodiest battle of all time
Yeah.
in America. And you people are talking like seceding, like it's just going down to opening up a new bank account or something. That's like, I get mad about this. I'm a patriot. We're one nation under God, indivisible. That comes from something I said in elementary school. But the point is,
Pledge of Allegiance.
you don't get to just, thank you. You don't get to just opt out one day because you don't like who got elected president. And what are you going to do when you secede?
Enjoy trying to pay for your own stuff. And whenever you want to go visit your friend who lives in, I don't know, Pennsylvania that didn't secede, hope you got your passports ready because it's not going to be a free trip back in.
No.
You are now the United State of Tennessee, and you get to figure out how to pay for things on your own.
I like when people actually quote the Constitution. Let's say what this guy said. He said that it's apparently in the U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, new states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, blah, 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 blah. So I vote no.
No,
Go
you
to
should just-
Texas if you're unhappy. Because they pretty much act like they're their own country anyway, don't they?
Or stop being a bunch of whiny babies.
Yeah.
There's
Better
that
yet.
option.
Better yet.
There's like, when you lose at a sporting event, do you decide that you're not going to play the sport anymore? No. You figure out how to win next time. So,
I did that a bunch of times, actually. I just switched sports altogether if I didn't win. But I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. But there's a lot to say. You guys go on here and add your comments to the Google groups because this is something that's really being bandied about. And another thing that came up is, remember when the businesses, like the big coal baron, was basically like, when Obama got elected, I'm just going to fire a bunch of people. Like, it's
Yeah.
the same rationale. Like, don't take it out on your country. Don't take it out on your job. Don't take it out on anybody just because the guy that you wanted didn't win. We're one country, darn it.
I don't understand the things that are going to happen, so I'm just going to fire people and say it's because the election happened. What?
What else do we have for Google Groups?
East Nashville.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Jay, I do not know Jay's last name. Jay, if you would like to
Probably.
leave a last name next time, have at it. Thought it might be groovier and more closely knit than the awful Plenty of Efficiency, anything like that. It basically he's looking for an East Nashville dating site. He wants to date exclusively East Nashville people and doesn't want to wander down to the local East Nashville watering hole and find out that someone has traveled all the way from West Nashville because we all know you have to cross a river to get there.
Is it because of the soaring gas prices? What other, is it just that?
The number of Priuses in East Nashville, gas prices shouldn't be an issue. Should not be an issue.
Okay, but a lot of people love this idea. Camo D says, great idea. I would highly support it. Fran says, don't forget the seniors. Landdaughter, who I love, is such a cynic. Dickerson Pike never closes.
Bro.
And what he's saying is, like, a lot of the prostitutes left in Nashville are on Dickerson Road, and that's somehow an alternative to the dating site. But then somebody wrote back,
that
are you...
subverts the dating site.
This is not called for, Landdaughter. He's looking for someone real, not a prostitute. And then Landdaughter writes back, I love this guy. Are you claiming prostitutes are theoretical? Agreed. But here, let's talk about the guy who did go ahead and post himself.
Barrett has gone ahead and let everyone know that he is available. There are lots of details about him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It goes on and on.
6,
And literally, I got
7,
calluses on
8,
my
9.
thumbs just from scrolling down and reading everything that Barrett had to say about his profile. But you know what?
At
What
least
the
20
heck?
paragraphs
What the
about
heck?
Barrett.
Why not? He is ready with all of his various guidelines and things that he's looking for in a woman. You would think that he wouldn't limit himself just to East Nashville, but he's going to try it. He likes girls who like guys.
I like that his favorite books, the first one listed is The Hunger Games, and the second one is Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Because when I think literature, Crime and Punishment and The Hunger Games are the first two ones to pop in my head.
Mm-hmm. And then he says, I'm located anywhere. I'm looking for somebody located anywhere. So he's not limiting himself to just East Nashville.
Maybe he just wants them to come to East Nashville.
Yeah.
He just has a
but
segue
he's
and it doesn't take a
super
charge.
anti-nicotine and smoking. So as open-minded as he is about a lot of things, if you have had nary a cigarette to your lips in the last year, do not look up Mr. Barrett. But
Because
he
he's
says,
part bloodhound.
according to my sister and my nieces, I'm a swell person and a really good egg. So if that doesn't sound sexy, I don't know what does.
You don't.
No. So
You don't want eggs.
are we doing chiropractors?
Yeah, let's take a look at the last little Google subject that we found interesting and not that necessarily we found it super interesting, but there were enough responses for us to need to talk about this. This one was just titled "Hammering a Bent Spine," and who doesn't want to do that every now and then? It's a Vibrance Family Chiropractic put an ad up in the Google group, and it ended up just basically causing an argument over whether or not chiropractors are real doctors, whether they do anything good for you. And then at some point...
It devolves straight into
turns
Dirty
into-
Harry says, again, I'm not arguing the point, but Son of God, Messiah, etc. are all concepts, ideology one must accept to be a Christian. So if you
We
were on
went
the...
from straightening your spine to straightening your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's really sure the path that took because I didn't read all the posts because there were too many of them.
Because my eyeballs went to sleep on me.
Yes.
But the point is, chiropractic stuff, along with dating and secession, are all hot topics in East Nashville and things that you should maybe get involved with and join. Another thing you should
So if you would
maybe...
like to date a secessionist chiropractor, East Nashville is your spot.
East Nashville. They got it all. Another thing that they have and that we have and we want you all to pay special attention to for next week is called Google Hangout. This is the new stuff. Google Hangout is like you can form your own group and it's kind of like Skype and you can all hang out in there. And so we want to get some of you East Nashvillians, maybe Dirty Harry or Barrett or Landdaughter or some of these people who are already hanging out and
I
writing.
want Landdaughter.
You want Landdaughter? You guys
Absolutely.
would get. I think you might be Landdaughter. I'm just saying.
I wish
The
I was
internet,
Landdaughter.
you can change your identity. What we want to do for next week is we want some of you guys, check out the lower third on your screen right now. This is breaking stuff here at Talkapolis. What's up, East Nashville at gmail.com. We want you to write to us and join our Google Hangout if you live in East Nashville. And that way, during the show, we can get some of your opinions and your feedback, and we can do this all together. Like
We're going to have you on the computer here.
we have the
And
technology.
whenever you have things to say, we promise we will at least let you talk on the computer TV once.
Yeah, see how it goes.
And if you're terrible, we'll just cut off your feed.
Like they're about to cut off ours.
Yes.
No. Have you enjoyed the show? I hope so. This has been What's Up East Nashville. Check out those small businesses on Saturday. Make sure you get some good turkey dinner for places that are open.
Absolutely.
After Thanksgiving. Go check out the Google groups.
Get a date with a chiropractor.
Get a date. Find love. Find it all. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining.
Download the app.